So the first library we're going to import is the requests library, and that's going to allow us to make HTTP requests to various URLs. All right, next we're going to install our web scraping tool, which is going to be Beautiful Soup 4, and we just do a pip install BS4 for that. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, let's take a look at the code. To start, we'll add our import statements. Next, we'll take in our input from the terminal. We want to provide a city and a state to find the weather information. This is a sample URL from Weather Underground that accesses the weather in San Francisco, California. We can see the /CA/San Francisco at the end of the URL. So we might guess that if we put in a different state code in a different city in this URL in place of CA and San Francisco, it would give us the weather there. And it turns out if we put, for example, /FL/Miami, we get the weather in Miami, Florida. So let's go ahead and design our URL to do this. We'll perform the HTTP request and then use it in creating a Beautiful Soup object. Notice we've added the features equals LXML argument in creating the Beautiful Soup object. This is going to be helpful when we run the program to avoid unnecessary warnings. Let's open up the Weather Underground page for San Francisco, and then open up the Inspect Element tool using Ctrl-Shift-I. Clicking on the selection tool that's circled, we look at the high temperature, and we see that it corresponds to a class of high. Looking at the low temperature, we see that it has a class of low. Another thing to notice is that both of these elements are of type span. We'll use Beautiful Soup's find method to find the first instance of a span element with the desired attributes. Since we have a high temperature and a low temperature, and we found that they correspond to a class of high and a class of low, we'll go ahead and add those accordingly. All right, let's print out our results and we're done with the code. All right, let's run the program. We have to provide a city and a state, and we have to make sure that if we're providing a city name that has multiple words, like San Francisco, that we're putting a dash in between those words. Note that the high temperature in San Francisco wasn't available on Weather Underground when I recorded this footage. That's why you see no value for the high temperature when I run the program. All right, that's that. If you want to see the weather for a US city, all you have to do is run your program and plug in that city and state information. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.